What is up, guys? Reaper Zeus here, and I'm giving you guys my top 5 video game villains of all time. Now, this is just based off villains that most players could relate to, and this is also based off villains that players mostly hated, and villains that players mostly thought were cool. So it's in that category, like cool and hated at the same time. It's not. If it was just players that hated the villains a lot, then it would be just a different. There would be a different category and different play. It would be a different villain list. But if it would, and if also same way, if it was players that mostly like thought this villain was cool or these villains were cool, like if it was a cool villain category, then it would be a different list. If it was a most hated villain category, it would be a different list. But since this category is actually most hated and most loved, and it's gonna be it's different. It's different from those two categories, I guess I can say. And real quick, I got my vlogging channel up and ready to go. It's up on my Reaper's Digital 2.0. I'll put a little caption thing again right here, and yeah, let's get to it. At number 1. Oh, not number 1. Fuck it. Number 1 already? Shit. At number 5, we've got Vladimir Makarov. You're probably wondering why did I put Vladimir Makarov? Well, I liked Vladimir Makarov because not only that he, like, people thought he was pretty badass sometimes, but he was hated a lot. Like, he was so, like, think about it. Like, you wanted to kill this guy as, like, not as soon as you saw him, but after you hear the shit that this guy did, like, you were just like, man, I really want to fuck you up now. Like, that's what people were saying. Like at first people were like, oh, Vladimir, he's not that bad, you know, like he's not really a big problem, like in Modern Warfare. But then you got to Modern Warfare 2, and you're like, all right, well, this guy's kind of a dick. Well, this isn't cool, and you're just like, well, shit. I really want to kill this guy still, but then you're focusing on the other villains at the same time. But in the third one, that's when you're finally realizing the truth about Vladimir, and that's when you're actually like, okay, this bitch needs to die. That's when you're like, son of a bitch. All right, now that's when you start to realize everything. So I say I put him on this list because not only was he a little bit hated, not compared to. He's at the top of the list, but he was also pretty cool at the same time. Everybody liked him. Of course, he didn't really like stand out from all the other villains as much, but he did do some cool shit. I'm not gonna lie. Blew up fucking that one mission where like the nukes went off. So I gotta hand it to him. He's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. Like in the cool category, if we're going for coolness, he'd be at least number 3 or 2. But he's caused a lot of destruction. But let's move on. At number 4, we got the Joker from the Batman, Arkham Knight, Arkham City, and Arkham Asylum series. He's we all know the Joker. He's fucking crazy. Like this was he's not so much as pointed as cool. Like for him and Makarov, they were fighting for 5 and 4, but I put Joker in 4 because I felt like the Joker was more unique than Makarov. He was crazy. Like we all hated the Joker, like, cause he was always fucking with our heads. He was always messing us up. He was always trying to beat the shit out of us. He was always trying to kill us, and we thought he was cool, but at the same time we hated him because we just wanted to fuck him up. Like we wanted to punch him in the face every time we saw him because it was annoying. Like every time he's always fucking with you. Sometimes you just want to get a mission done, and he's always messing with you, and it just got annoying. Even in the Injustice series, he was kind of weird, but it was pretty cool to beat him and throw pies at people, and it was pretty crazy. So I'm not gonna lie, I got the Joker too. I gotta hand it to the Joker. He's up there. He's in the villains. He's pretty badass. He's also a pretty dangerous villain at the same time. If you notice, like even in the movies, he's trying to blow up cities, and he's pretty dangerous. So I see you, Joker. I see you. At number 3, we got Bowser. We all like Bowser, and we all know Bowser. So the reason why Bowser's at number 3, got the bronze medal, is because, well, we all could relate to Bowser. Who doesn't know Bowser? To be honest, who here doesn't know Bowser? We can all relate to Bowser because he's always trying to steal Mario's bitch, and Mario gets annoying, and Mario's like, man, I'm about ready to fight. We're about to pop your little bitch ass up. So I guess I put Bowser. He's the real reason I put Bowser is because it wasn't so much as his coolness, but it was so much as his villainous. Like out of all the villains, he is intense. He was like, oh my god, like he was the most out of all the villains. He's the most annoying, and he's the most that's always trying to fuck with you. Kind of not as bad as the Joker mentally, but always physically, because he's always, whenever you see him, nothing's good's about to happen. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So, Bowser, you're a bitch, but you're also cunt. And who else doesn't like to play as Bowser on like the Smash Brothers, or who wants to kick Bowser's ass in Smash Brothers? So, and he's got some nice like his spikes on his back. He doesn't ever use those, but that makes him look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So at number 2, we got Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series. I put Albert Wesker on here because he started off as a cool, swell guy. You know, no one really thought he was gonna be like a dick. No one really thought he was gonna be hated on, and no one really thought that he'll ever like become something bad. He was just a real regular guy like in Resident Evil 1, and he was just out there doing his thing, and yeah, he was just doing what anybody else would do until somebody had to fuck everything up, and now he just switched to the dark sky, one take, and he switched to the dark side, and now he's a villain. You know, he became bad. He's one of those villains that became bad because of a specific reason, and he just became bad because he didn't like the way things were working for the Umbrella Corporation. And wait a minute, was that? Ah, fuck it. He didn't like the way things are going, so he was like, yeah. So he turned bad, and I put him as cool because I feel like whenever you see Wesker, he's always got to wear glasses. Come on, when's the last time you've seen Wesker without glasses on? He always has glasses on, and even in the movies, he's always wearing glasses. And he's like, he fucking moves quick. Like that's the coolest shit ever. He's the most villain that is fast. Think of all the villains that are fast. They're all mostly a bit slow. They all can't run very fast. They might be able to run like super fast, but he is the quick because he could just foo 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 like a fucking like he's teleporting. So I gotta hand it to him on that one. That one's he is pretty tough to beat when you're actually playing as Chris or Sheva in Resident Evil 5, and even in Resident Evil 6. I think he's in there for a little bit. He's actually pretty hard to beat. So in all the Resident Evil games that he is featured in, he's pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie, he's gonna be tough. And I put him in there in the cool category and the hated category because I put him in there in the hated category as well because everyone hated to fight him. Like everybody hated that. They were like, shit, man, we gotta fight fucking Wesker. And you know, like it took a while to beat him. Or unless you're a hardcore fan or you love Resident Evil and you play Resident Evil 24/7, for average gamers like me, it took a while to beat him. I'm not gonna lie, it did take me a while. I started getting frustrated, and it was just fascinating to see him die with an RPG. So at number 1, taking the gold medal, is Voss Montenegro. We got Voss Montenegro on here because he is the most insanest villain I've ever seen in a video game ever. Now, he's featured in Far Cry 3, and it's the only game he's in. And I feel like this guy, Voss, if you never played Far Cry 3, in a nutshell, whoever's played Far Cry 3 knows what I'm talking about. But if you haven't played Far Cry 3, think of this guy as an insane psychopath. And not only that, but he's not even an insane psychopath. Like his story behind him make you start believing him and you start understanding him. Like he got in the hated category because he started slowing down gameplay, and he started slowing down like the way you play the game a little bit. And then whenever you see him like, and sometimes when you see him like in the game and like in some of the missions, like he'll fuck with your character and he'll start making you see things that you're not supposed to see, and then you start seeing like a million of him, or you'll start seeing like fucking him in different corners, and it's like you'll see like a lot of like, it was crazy. Like in some of the missions, like that shit was happening, or he'll fucking sneak up on you with a pistol and shoot you, and you think you thought you died, but in the end like you didn't die. It was just him fucking with you. Like, and no one knew how he could fuck with you, because to be honest, nobody knew. Like it was just like you don't know if he got poisoned or not. You were just like, how is this guy fucking with me? Like he was the insanest character, and it was pretty fucked up when he threw your girlfriend on fire and he had to like fight to get it out. So like I feel like he was the most hated character. Not the most hated, like it was in the lines of hated, he's a little bit low from the lines of cool, because everybody loved him for some reason. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was cool as fuck because he always said these crazy lines, and I was like, he always was saying these crazy jokes, and I don't know, but he was a good character to, like, you know, to see. It was a good villain. So yeah, that's my top 5. Thank you guys for watching. You guys already know I gotta go. I like that outro. That's a nice fucking outro.